excitement of Planet Hollywood at home with Planet Hollywood the Game. The new movie game everyone can play in a race against time.
Name actors in action movies.
Schwarzenegger.
Stallone.
Willis. Name movies you've stood in line for.
Ghost. Top Gun.
The answers are unlimited, but the time isn't. Planet Hollywood the Game, now playing everywhere.
Independence Day. Yeah.
The Oscars, the final frontier of Hollywood. These are the voyages of the Thrift Store Rundown, its 5-year mission to explore new ways of celebrating the Academy Awards, to seek out fun, creative, and budget-friendly ways of doing so, all the while boldly going where no other thrift store channel on YouTube has gone before. We're about to land this voyage on a planet so out of the way, yet so close to home, you can feel it. Planet Hollywood. Now, unless you live in a planet very far from this galaxy, you must have heard of Planet Hollywood. And if you're lucky, you have a Planet Hollywood near you. The closest we have in the tri-state area is on Broadway in New York City. It's like a bus ride away, but it really isn't that close. So if you can't get to Planet Hollywood, or if you can't actually get to Hollywood itself, perhaps it's time to rebring that home on a budget with this, Planet Hollywood, the game for Milton Bradley for 2 teams ages 12 and up, now playing everywhere. And yes, now playing here for Odyssey to the Oscars Year 5, procured for $4.99. I was hesitant in purchasing this because internally it looked like a huge mess. This was definitely pre-owned and used, well, kind of recklessly. So I did some organization internally before we began taping. This is your double-sided cardboard rule and instruction sheet. The object of the game is to be the first team to complete your Planet Hollywood card puzzle, which looks like this, or collect 7 cards. Whichever team does either objective first wins. This has 162 cards, a star label sheet, and a 2-part Planet Hollywood electronic game unit. The bottom part here is the card holder, which certainly does not hold all the cards. This is why you see many of them inside the box, all scattered around recklessly. The top part here is your timer. Press this to activate the timer. It plays a little tune. The star lights up. And of course, the star will make a sound indicating that time has wrapped. So, it is a team beat the clock style tournament, where players try to name as many answers as they can to the questions on the cards before time runs out. And you have 2 decks of cards to deal with. You have the regular cards and you have the lightning round cards, as indicated by lightning bolts here. So let me show you a few of them. Name different movies with dancing scenes in them. Regular round. Name different movie detectives, or one of the names of different movies with a royal title in them. The team chooses either category to play with in the lightning round, where you're really in a race against time. Name different talking animals from movies. Name different movies in which the main character dies, or name different movies that the word great in the title, like The Great Outdoors or The Great Escape. Name different movies with weddings in them, or give the names of different actors who are famous for their voices, and give the names of different James Bond villains, or name different movies that have been remade. So on and so forth. By the way, the cards are not limited to just the movie watching experience at home. They also take you back to the movie watching experience in the cinema. There are many movie theater themed questions to find on these cards, and for me, that just ties the whole thing together. So, the possibilities for coming up with different movies that you can name on a whim, or which might take some serious thought, are as endless as they are fun and exciting. Especially for a game that was made in the late 90s. I was picking up a card that just fell on the floor here. But seriously, Planet Hollywood leaves no variable of the filmmaking or movie-going experience untouched. I mean, what are the different things you could find in a movie theater? Concession stands, ushers, ticket booths, reclining chairs in today's luxury movie theaters. So, this game is certainly timeless as well. I wonder if they have any music-themed questions in here, given that, well, some neighbors in Patterson and some traffic aren't that considerate. Oh well. And again, this can't hold all the cards, so I hope you can find ways to organize the 2 decks of cards I assume that are featured in the game. By the way, to attach the top and bottom piece of this Planet Hollywood spear together, just go like that. Easy. This requires 3 AAA batteries. A little bit more on the rules of the game here and setup. I basically gave you a quick summary, but if you want to play the game, as always, read the instructions, although it is quite a very simple game. Again, it is a team-based, beat-the-clock style game, where you try to name as many movies, or movie actors, or different elements of the movie watching and filmmaking experience as possible before time runs out. To play, all you have to do is love movies. Glamorous stars, exotic locales, fascinating plots, riveting special effects. It's all here in Planet Hollywood the game. Anyone can play because anyone who's been to the movies knows the answers. There are many possible answers for every question. How would your team answer the questions shown here? Or try these. Name movies with one-word titles, name famous blonde actors, name actors with accents. Give an answer, then hit the timer. Now it's the other team's turn. Keep going until one team's stuck for an answer. It's fast, fun, and fabulous, darling. It's Planet Hollywood, the game. Made in 1997. So this thing is over 20 years old, and yet it is absolutely timeless. Race against the electronic timer with a successful tune and glowing star. Now, the batteries are not included in the timer, and this requires a Phillips head screwdriver to open the battery compartment. If I could get the timer to work, and if it can play well, well then, this will get all 5 claps. But in the meantime, and this is a tentative rating, 4.5 out of 5 claps. Planet Hollywood, by the way, is a Hollywood-themed chain of restaurants in the United States. Again, the closest we have is in New York on Broadway. You have all sorts of Hollywood props and movie quotes and characters, sketches, and drawings. All sorts of Hollywood memorabilia and paraphernalia surrounding you as you dine on some pretty pricey food. So, going to Planet Hollywood is certainly not budget-friendly. But you can certainly bring this home and stay budget-friendly and whip up some treats from TCM's Movie Night Menus cookbook, which I think would be the perfect cookbook to pair with this. Perfect menu for your next Hollywood-themed game night. By the way, Movie Night Menus, I review for last year's Honest to the Oscars. Click the link below. Now that's an ideal pairing. That's a pairing that DreamWorks are made of. But even if you're not going to be much on anything before you or after you play the game, for me, it's just a matter of getting the timer to work. For you, it's just a matter of fighting this game and making sure that the timer works. For this to become the star of your next movie night party, Oscar theme or not. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow's another awesome day, so long as I catch you on the flip side. Until then, stay golden.